Welcome to the vlog. This week was quite a success when it comes to the usage of props and backgrounds. I was able to reuse an older texture that I had used in Planet Zone 2. It's a texture of a server that you can see in the teleportation room in Planet Zone 2, and who knows, maybe even in Planet Zone 3. No spoilers though. But yeah, back in the day, I had saved the texture of that server design with the thought of using it again on a later date. And I guess that is, was this week for the comic. So yeah, thank you, past me, for thinking ahead of time. But I also failed because I needed to fill the wall, one of the walls, with a nice texture background, and I used the clone stamp tool by hand, and I really failed in doing it properly. It's like watching someone use a chainsaw without turning it on and moving it by hand like a regular saw. Yeah, not the best. Especially because when I was done with doing it this terrible way, I found a file in my background folders where there was actually a pre-made wall already done, ready to be used. So I had done all that stamping clone tool stuff for nothing because I could have just copy pasted it from that other file. So yeah, I still got a lot to learn in using those textures properly. But although that was a fail, there was also a nice win because there was also computer screens in the first frame of this week's comic, and I had already saved some computer screen props in my prop folder, in the folder, and I thought about reusing them. But the ones that I already had were pretty old and the lines were wonky and, it didn't really look that good. So I decided to upgrade them. Smooth out the lines, put in some nice shades, make some realistic cable management in the back on that support beam for the screen. Overall, the new screen just looks amazing, especially if you compare it with the old one. And yeah, it's a great upgrade. I love it, and I am really glad that I got this new prop, which I will be able to use in the future. So yeah, well, you're welcome, future me. So yeah, this week was quite a success when it comes to props and backgrounds. Upgraded some props, used some textures again, and I made two new backgrounds that I will be able to use in the future. So yeah, yay! Now, it's not all comic this week. I also did some IRL art this week. Well, art might be a big word. It's more like a hobbyist tinkering. You see, I bought this key hanger building set in the Flying Tiger because I like the idea of making my own key hanger. And no, sadly, it is not sponsored by Flying Tiger. But so yeah, I went with a simple TNT design from Minecraft, also a small companion cube, and a design of my own. The TNT was pretty easy to do. Too bad that the dimension of the key hanger is 13 by 13 pixels, while the TNT design is actually 14 by 14. So I did have to sacrifice some of the symmetry, sadly enough. But for the companion cube, that wasn't a problem. Those dimensions worked quite fine. But it was a bit tricky to find the right proportions for the heart of the cube, so I did have to test it out in Photoshop first. And yeah, once the design was done, I went to work in real life. I also used, the figuring it out in Photoshop first for the last one. It's a design of a captcha sign with a green V mark graffitied over it. And yeah, it's a design that I have made quite a long time ago. I think you can check it on my Deviantart account. I'll post a link in the description if I can find it. But yeah, I think it's a fun design. And back in the day, I even made a t-shirt with that print at the front. The colors are a bit faded by now because I've worn it a lot of times. So I may have to reprint it again. Yeah, I might have to do that. But yeah, that's about it for this week. Feel free to like and subscribe. And if you want to keep up with future behind the scenes from Planet Zom or maybe some other art related stuff. So yeah, have a good week. Bye.